Let's see. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Marissa. I am the creator of the Meraki Collective, and you are here for Website Wednesdays. This is a series that I do on Facebook Live where go through, well, first of all, I invited the people on my email newsletter to the people. That sounds so random. I invited my email newsletter subscribers to share their websites with me if they wanted a website critique, or how I like to think about it, a positive website review, so that they can up-level their website game. And I've gotten so many amazing responses. I have a running list of websites to review for Website Wednesdays. So if you are one of the people that have submitted your website, I will get to you. Do not worry. So what I do for this segment, Website Wednesdays, is I look at 3 different components to the websites that are submitted. And it doesn't matter what platform you're on. It doesn't matter what template you use. It doesn't matter if you've hired us to do your website or not. I am accepting websites for review from anywhere, in any industry as well. So the 3 things that I look at are visual branding. This includes colors, photos, and the overall aesthetic on the website. The second thing that I look at, or that I provide feedback on, is the messaging. So how clear are you speaking to your ideal client? The words on your website, the text, the copy. And the third thing that I look at is user functionality. So how easy is it to navigate through your site? How sometimes I'll look at the mobile responsiveness of a website. So those are the 3 different components that I look at for Website Wednesdays. So now you have a little bit, if you're thinking about submitting your website for review, you know what I'll look at. So this is, again, I say this every time, it's not to bash your efforts if you created your website by yourself. It is not to call anybody out, not to put you down in any way, shape, or form. This is simply to offer feedback from a totally different perspective that you may have not had before. And maybe if you're stuck on something, or you're unsure of something that you wanted to do on your website or not do, this might help you get out of your own way. And whether or not you have a website, whether or not you have a business, currently have a business, or you're just starting one, watching these Website Wednesday reviews is going to help you, even if you're watching from somebody that's in a totally different industry than you, because things I say or suggestions I make might help you, most likely will get you thinking a certain way, or will help you see something in a different perspective that you haven't seen before. So I encourage you to, even if this is not the industry that you're in, to stay and watch the full review. Last time I did this Website Wednesday, I reviewed 2 different websites. I felt that it was a little rushed, and I really wanted to spend more time on just the one. So I'm going to change it up, and from now on, I'm going to focus on one website every week. So I wanted to clear that up from the first introduction video that I made. And as always, we will start off with sharing and pointing out the positives, the strong points of a website, and then I will get into the review. So today we have a yoga instructor, Stephanie. Her website is Stephanie, oh my gosh, sorry Stephanie, I can't say it. This is live, so I cannot change this. I am gonna go to her website and try one more time. Give me a second. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Stephanie Lynn Yoga. Y'all, I got it. We are doing this. Thank you, Stephanie, for being willing to share your website and have your website on here for Website Wednesdays, so that we can learn and grow together through these website critiques. So Stephanie is a yoga instructor, and this is her website. I'm going to pause very quickly because I want to make sure that you can see this. Is there something? Give me 1 second. Eddie is helping me out. Were you not able to see it? Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay, so I just minimize this. And now you can see it? Okay. Y'all, we're going to do this Website Wednesday today. I am going to learn how to pronounce website names, and thankfully Eddie is helping me with the IT and making sure that you can see the website and we're all on the same page. All right. So back to Stephanie's website. She is a yoga instructor. So before I took a quick look at your website before I brought it on here. And yes, this is where I want to start. So positives first, I like that you have an opportunity, an invitation to join your mailing list as soon as somebody lands on your website. And then when they close that window, you once again share this newsletter sign up. So you invite them to sign up. This is awesome, and I love that you have an email newsletter and that you've got that started. This is something that so many people miss, especially in the wellness or fitness yoga industry, because they think, well, if I teach in person, why do I need an email newsletter? This is so important. Whether or not you teach only in person, exclusively in person, it doesn't matter. You need an email newsletter, especially if you're planning to ever offer anything online. And with the current world situation with lockdown and quarantine and everything that's been happening with COVID, all of the fitness, wellness, and any yoga instructors, they all had to move, even if just temporary, to an online version of what they do. So this is huge. No matter if you think my business does not require online contact. Yes, it does. Not because I want you to be living in fear or anything like that, but because it's just another way to connect with your audience, and I want you to have that. So good job, Stephanie, on having those two options for your website viewers to sign up and join you for your newsletter. The second thing that I wanted to mention that I like about your website is that your website name, which clearly I cannot pronounce, Stephanie Lynn Yoga. I like that it's your name, and I'm probably the only person that is having issues saying that. So don't worry about that. I love that because I immediately know what I'm going to, and then you have the name yoga in there. Sometimes we get so hung up on what should I call my website? What should my domain name be? And you kept it simple and clear and to the point, and I like that. The next thing is on your homepage, there are two photos of you here up at the top and then right in towards like the left. I am a huge fan of people having their photo as soon as somebody lands on their website. People want to know who they're talking to, who they're listening to, how and where they can connect with a person that they're visiting online. So your website is an online home. If somebody lands there and they don't know what you do or who they're talking to, chances are they're not going to stay as long as you would like them to stay, and they're definitely not going to take action, which is the most important thing we want when somebody lands on your website. We want them to take action, whether that's joining your email newsletter, whether that's following you on social media, reading your blog posts, sending you a message, or booking one of your classes or services that you offer. So I also love, Stephanie, that I can see your passion and love for yoga and everything that you do. So you have right at the top yoga, meditation, Reiki, and so many other things that you offer. So this is awesome. I want to move on to some of the things that I believe you can work on to up-level your website. And again, with all of the website critiques that I do, you don't have to listen to me. You don't have to make any of the changes that I'm telling you to make or suggesting that you make. This is just another input. And if any of this works for you, if any of this makes sense, or even if you're like, no, what is she talking about? That's not right. But if you keep thinking about it and you go back to it and you're like, okay, I might listen to what Marissa said because that does make sense, great. But if you're solid on one of the things that I mentioned, then you're fine. If you want a perspective that is going to have strategy behind it, then take some notes. So that's just a little side thing. Okay, let me see, there's my cursor. So going back, I'm gonna refresh your website. Going back to when somebody lands on your site, yes, I do love that you have this pop-up for people to join your mailing list. I'm gonna put these on. So it says, join my mailing list. Your privacy is important to me. I will never share your email with, okay. If I'm coming to your website and I don't know who you are, I don't know what you do, I found you through somebody online or somebody suggested that I check out your stuff, I don't know what I'm going to get when I sign up to your mailing list. So my number one recommendation, because this is the first thing that happens on your website, is that you change the wording here and that you make it more specific and clear and let me know exactly how I will benefit from signing up to your newsletter. That's the simplest way that I can explain that, because that's what we're looking at when we're shopping online, when we're browsing online, even on social media. We're always looking at, how does this help me? Even though we might not be conscious of it, or even if that's not our intention, as human beings, that is what we're subconsciously thinking. So if you could make this even more clear, whether that means that you're going to provide a yoga tip, free yoga classes to your email newsletter, whatever it is that you're going to do to offer value to the people on your newsletter, I want you to list that right here. So that's the first thing. And I'm going to say the same thing for the newsletter invite that you have on your website. You said never miss an update. I will never share your email with anyone. Sign up for the monthly newsletter. Again, what do I get? And since you already started this, when somebody lands on your website, they get the pop-up of your newsletter. I would recommend having this box lower, like at the bottom of your website, because they already saw that. They already got the invitation. So now they can scroll through your website, see what you're about, and then at the bottom, before they leave, then they have another opportunity to sign up for your newsletter once again. So those are the first things. Now, I forgot to mention in the beginning, but those three different things that I look at: visual, branding, messaging, and functionality. I always ask people that submit their websites to let me know which one they want me to focus on. Stephanie, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. I don't know what is wrong with me saying that name. Is it okay if I call you Steph? That might be super annoying, but just bear with me. So she let me know that she doesn't care or know which category I should focus on. She said probably all of them. So bless your heart for giving me the opportunity to just kind of go wild here. So I'm going to be looking at small little components from each of these categories: visual branding, messaging, and functionality. Next thing is, I would love to see either one image or the most 2 images on your header. So the top of your website, which is all of this, when somebody lands on your website, this is what they see. This is the first thing they see, right? Before they start scrolling. I would love to see you simplify this section, this block, to, like I said, 1 or 2 photos, preferably 1 photo. So instead of having your name, your contact information, your certification, things that you have here, social media, and this entire menu, the newsletter, I would love to see you have maybe 1 photo here of you, and right here, I hope this is not too confusing with my cursor, have a description of what you do and how you help. This is something that you'll hear me talk about over and over again during these website critiques, is when somebody lands on your website, within the first 2 to 4 seconds, they need to know immediately, what do you do, how do you help? Similar to what I just explained earlier, right? When we're scrolling through social media or looking around online. So I know that you do yoga teacher training, you do so much, and clearly you're amazing at it. And I was stalking you earlier and reading about in your about section. You have so much experience. But if I've never done yoga, if I'm new to this, if I'm looking for a new teacher, if I'm diving into this world, I don't know how this benefits me. Also, it depends on who you serve. Are you serving experienced yogis or brand new yogis? Or you do teacher training, so maybe you serve only teachers. That's up to you to decide. But assuming you serve, again, totally assuming you serve and work with and help people who are brand new to yoga, most of them have heard of the benefits of yoga, or that yoga is beneficial, but they don't know exactly how this will change their life, how this will help them. So I would love to have you identify exactly what you do to help them. So instead of saying something like, I teach yoga to new yogis, that's great, that's step 1. Up level that to, maybe you work with people who are overwhelmed and stressed out because of their jobs. I'm just making stuff up here. So maybe you can do something along those lines. I help new moms who feel burned out and stressed out find peace in their life. I don't know how great that is. Maybe don't use that, but just as an example. Do you see how that changes from, hey, I'm Steph, I do yoga and meditation and all these amazing things, to I teach yoga, to I teach this specific person to get this specific result. It's so different. So I encourage you and challenge you to come up with your tagline, with your statement of what you do, and put it right on the front of your website without all of these other things, which are great. And I want you to still include them on your website, but this will be so much more powerful. Your homepage will be so much more powerful if it's more clear. That, I know I spent a lot of time there, but that's super, super important. Let's see. The next thing is, and I touched on this a little bit, I see here on your menu bar that you have events and classes, you have weekly classes, and you have yoga teacher training. And then you also offer Reiki sessions. You're amazing, by the way. That's incredible. I love this. I would love to see, so I'm assuming that you, like I said earlier, you serve yoga instructors because you are an instructor or a teacher for the teachers, and you offer these different certification programs. But you also have weekly classes. If I click on here, I think I saw earlier, yes, that it takes you to virtual classes, and then I believe you can also do in-person classes through another company or business. I think that's what I saw. So this is great. So the next thing that I would encourage you to do, like on the next block, so as somebody scrolls down, okay, let's call this the second block of your website. You have join me for virtual classes, you have meditation, you have a women's wellness retreat, and hatha yoga classes. Amazing. Again, I would love to see you narrow this down even more and make it even more clear. So something that came up for me is maybe just having 2 options just on your homepage. And again, you can do whatever you want. This is just a quick suggestion based on a few minutes that I've spent on your website. And if you have maybe 1 box here or 1 box here, and call one of them for virtual and in-person classes for yogis, and I don't even know if you like that name, but however you want to call your students. And then maybe on the next box, you can have this section, yoga teacher training for, or you can call it yoga teacher training or teacher training for yoga instructors. So now if I'm just I'm a person who just wants to practice yoga and I'm not interested in getting certified, great. I would click on the box that you're going to have on this side. If I am a yoga teacher and I want to learn from you directly, then I would go here and figure out what your programs are. You could even add another box. So you could do 1, 2, and then a 3rd box here, and either include something like women's wellness retreat. I'm not sure if that's something that's actively happening, or I saw that you do Reiki sessions and hatha yoga classes and meditation. So let's say that you are no longer in the area that you live in, and your students and clients, they're no longer in quarantine, in shutdown, in lockdown. So you could have another box that you call like in-person yoga or meditation classes or Reiki sessions. So I hope this is making sense. I'm basically breaking down all of these different boxes that you have on your website to 2 blocks for right now. The main one, which is going to be your introduction. Hello, this is what I do. This is how this will change your life. This is the transformation that you get from working with me. And then when they scroll down, you have, similar to what you did here with these 3 boxes, but narrow it down even more. I hope that makes sense. If you need feedback or any clarification on that, comment on this live or send me an email, and I'd be happy to send you a message and explain myself. So that is the biggest thing. Those 2 things are where I wanted to spend the most time. I like that you have an About Me section, and when I go to your About Me section, I like that there's a photo of you and that I can see who you are if I'm choosing to take classes with you, and your background and what you do. I mean, you're a level 3 Reiki master. It's impressive. You're incredible. I would love to see you show more of what you do on your homepage. I understand that you are doing that by the placement of these certifications that you have up here, but maybe on your homepage have like a, what's it called? Like a condensed about me section. So I'm going to click on your homepage and go back. So far I've talked about 2 blocks, right? The header one, and then the second one where you have all of the 3 offerings that we talked about, or the 3 services. And then as your client or website viewer scrolls down, let's just pretend that this down here will be a 3rd block and that it will be scrolling down. That is a section where you could include a little bit about yourself and include that photo that you have on your About Me section and a small little paragraph, like an introduction, short introduction. And then if the viewer wants to read more, you can have a little button that says read more. You know what? I'm going to go to themerakicollective.com because I want to show you what I'm talking about. So this is our website, Eddie and I. This is what I mean about having a statement at the top of your page, okay? And then as you scroll down, we can consider this a second block. So I want to scroll down to this section because this is an introduction of myself and Eddie, what we believe in and what we're here to help you do. We're here to help you launch a beautiful and functional website that takes your business to the next level. So it's not like all of the things about us. It's just a small little peek. And if you want to meet us, you can click here and it'll take you to our full About Us page. Here you can scroll down, and I went like a little cray-cray on our About Me page because I mean, this is what we do. We would design websites. So I was like, I'm gonna do this. So that's what I mean. Going back to your website, that's what I mean about having that 3rd block to introduce yourself, because it's great that you have a section here for that, but if you do it on your homepage, I'm confident that your homepage will be so much more effective with those changes. Now, the last thing that I wrote down that I wanted to mention is that you have your weekly classes and Reiki sessions, and I'm sure that there's more that you do. Like I said, I didn't dig too deep. I don't usually dig too deep before doing these reviews. I would recommend having a scheduling calendar on your website. If you do like one-on-one yoga sessions where somebody could log on, or whether they're one-on-one or group sessions, like on Zoom or something like that. So I would look into something like Acuity or Calendly, and so that people can schedule classes with you directly on your website, or like a consultation call if they have questions about like what Reiki is, what is meditation, Hatha yoga, or anything like that. Just a suggestion, you don't have to do that. You may only work at a yoga studio and not do one-on-one classes. That's just something to think about. There are more things that I would love to cover, but I want to keep this as short and helpful as possible. I hope that was helpful, Steph. And again, I apologize for not being able to pronounce your name today. I don't know what's going on. So just to summarize, a few of the things that we talked about, the main thing is I want you to get clear on that header statement and very clearly point out who you're helping and what is the transformation that you are providing to them. Put that just straight up right on your header image. The next thing is simplifying the second block as somebody scrolls down into maybe having one button focused for teacher training, one for virtual classes, and then maybe another one for in-person. And then as they scroll down that 3rd block, I recommend having a little introduction to your About Me page. I'm going to go ahead and come back to the full screen here. All right, here we go. So those are the main things. I hope, like I said, I hope that's helpful. I also do want to mention, and this is a big one. This is huge. If you do not have a website, or if you are like Steph and you have a website that you just kind of put together yourself and you are looking for a way to up-level it, I highly, 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 highly suggest, if you listen to anything in this entire video, I highly suggest that you use a website template to create your website. I am all about people creating their own websites and DIYing the crap out of it. You should. You are absolutely capable. when you try to put something together without using a template that's created specifically for your industry and that's created specifically to be strategic and how the experience that it provides for your clients, it's going to be so hard to make it all mesh together when it comes to colors and messaging and just the whole thing. So using a website template is going to be huge for you. You have content on your website, you can definitely transfer that over to a template. And we actually will, Eddie and I will, at the Meraki Collective, we will be launching our website templates, our DIY website templates next month in July. So I am filming this in mid-June. So next month, July, keep that in mind. We will be launching our website templates. Currently, we create websites for people more on a custom level, but we're going to be offering templates so that you can basically do all the things that I just suggested for this yoga website that you can do on your own DIY style, and we will guide you every single step of the way through the messaging, through the tech stuff, the user functionality, and through the visual branding. Like, should you have a logo? What colors should you use? What colors should your fonts be? All of those things, we're going to walk you through all of it so that you can do this and get your stuff out there. So the next thing I want to mention, last thing, and then I'm going to start to wrap it up, is Steph, especially if you want more clarification on any of the things that I touched on, I have a video on my on Facebook here on this page or on my Instagram, and it's called, I think this is what it's called, the 5 things that your website absolutely needs. Go ahead and check that out. And for anybody watching, if you don't have a website, definitely watch that video. Now this for real is the last thing that I'm going to mention. If you have not yet registered for the 8-part video training series that I have been going on and on about on Instagram and on my email newsletter, please do yourself a favor and go do that now, as soon as I am done, or right now, or as soon as I'm done with this video. I will post a link in the description of this video. This 8-part business training series is done through James Wedmore. He is my personal business mentor, and as I have been learning and coaching with him for the past several, I think this is like my 3rd year, 2 years, I have learned so much, not just about business, online business, but about myself and how I need to show up for my business. And so this series is called The Rise of the Digital CEO. This series is free. You do not need to pay anything. You do not lose anything. There is no regrets about signing up for this. It's free. You can binge watch it. You can watch it all in one sitting. There's 8 videos, and each video, it's like, James is like silly and fun and like carefree. He's a freaking genius. I'm going to say that. James, if you ever watch this, it's true, my friend. It is true. So he is able to break down these big ideas in business, especially online business, and break them down in a way that are so easy and simple to understand. This series is amazing. Like I said, go do yourself a favor and watch it. Register for it and watch it. Next week, he is opening the doors to Business by Design. This is his program that he only opens up once per year. And I'm going to be talking more about this next week as well. But I do want to mention just a quick little preview. Here I am talking about all these amazing things that you need to do with your website, right? And us launching our website templates next month. Keep an eye out for that program that's opening next week, Business by Design, because you will have an opportunity to get a free website template by the Meraki Collective. So I will share more information, more details about that towards the end of this week and then in the beginning of next week. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Marissa. I am one half of the Meraki Collective, where we help coaches, consultants, and professional service providers show up online with clarity and confidence with gorgeous and strategic websites, which I'm so excited to share with you so much more coming soon. Again, thank you so much for being here. Steph, thank you for allowing me to share your website and provide this review that I'm sure will be so helpful to so many people. Thank you. Have a fantastic day, everyone.